Tom T. Hall was born in Olive Hill, Kentucky. As a teenager, he organized a band called the Kentucky Travelers that performed before movies for a traveling theater. During a stint in the Army, Hall performed over the Armed Forces radio network and wrote comic songs about his Army experiences. Following his time in the Army, he used the GI Bill program to enroll at Roanoke College, where he worked as a disc jockey. His early career included being an announcer at WRON, a local radio station in West Virginia. Hall was also an announcer at WMOR 1330 AM in Moorhead and WGOH 1370 AM in Grayson, both in Kentucky. Hall was also an announcer at WSPZ, which later became WVRC radio in Spencer, West Virginia, in the 1960s. Hall's big songwriting break came in 1963, when country singer Jimmy C. Newman recorded his song, DJ for a Day. In 1964, Hall moved to Nashville and started to work as a $50 a week songwriter for New Key Music, the publishing company belonging to Newman and his business partner Jimmy Key, writing up to a half a dozen country songs per day. Key suggested that he add the middle initial T to his name. Hall was nicknamed the Storyteller, and he penned songs for dozens of country stars, including Johnny Cash, George Jones, Loretta Lynn, Waylon Jennings, Alan Jackson, and Bobby Bare. One of his earliest successful songwriting ventures, Harper Valley PTA, recorded in 1968 by Jenny C. Riley, hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and Hot Country Singles charts a week apart, sold over 6 million copies, and won both a Grammy Award and CMA Award. The song would go on to inspire a motion picture and television program of the same name. Hall himself recorded the song for his album, The Definitive Collection, as track number 23. His recording career took off after Riley's rendition of the song, releasing a number of hits from the late 1960s through the early 1980s. Some of his biggest hits include A Week in a Country Jail, Old Dogs and Children and Watermelon Wine, I Love, Country Is, The Year Clayton Delaney Died, I Like Beer, Faster Horses, The Cowboy and the Poet, and That Song Is Driving Me Crazy. He is also noted for his children-oriented songs, including Sneaky Snake and I Care, the later of which hit number 1 on the country charts in 1975. In 1979, Hall appeared on the PBS music program Austin City Limits during season 4. Hall largely retired from writing new material in 1986 and from performing in 1994. His last public performance, which was also his first in several years, was in 2011. Hall was inducted into the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame in 2002. On February 12, 2008, Hall was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. In regard to Hall's longer than anticipated wait to be inducted, he attributed it to being somewhat reclusive and not well liked among the Nashville music industry, noting he almost never collaborated with other songwriters, and by the 1990s was largely out of step with the corporate style of country music. In November 2018, Hall and his wife Dixie Hall were inducted into the International Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame. On June 13, 2019, Hall was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Of all the honors he had received in his lifetime, he considered the Songwriters Hall of Fame induction to be his proudest moment and the pinnacle of his achievement, also stating He was taken by surprise for even being considered. Tom T. Hall was married to bluegrass songwriter and producer Dixie Hall from 1969 until her death on January 16, 2015. Dixie Hall was born Iris Lawrence in the West Midlands, England, in 1934 and emigrated to the United States in 1961. They lived in Franklin, Tennessee. Tom and Dixie met at a 1965 Music Industry Award dinner she was invited to for having written, as Dixie deemed, the song Truck Driving Son of a Gun, which became a hit for Dave Dudley. Hall has a son, Dean Hall, from his 1961 marriage to Opal Hootie McKinney from Grayson, Kentucky. In the early 1980s, Dean Hall, who was a singer, musician, and songwriter, worked for his father, first as a roadie and then as a guitar player, before joining Bobby Bare's band. Sadly, Hall died at his home in Franklin, Tennessee, on August 20th, 2021. Okay, that's the end of our video. I sure hope you enjoyed it. If you like this type of video and want us to keep producing them, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching.